No, she didn't like that. I just tickled it lightly.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
We're doing some exploration of new parts of the house here with this girl. She's feeling rather
There's no
adventurous
water coming
tonight.
in there anywhere, and it's still, it was running.
She's feeling rather adventurous tonight. So we're letting her cruise around. Let's see. Whoop. We just gotta make sure she doesn't get into too much trouble here and tangle herself up in anything and destroy something. She would love nothing more than to get me in serious trouble by breaking furniture or some antique. Snakes love to do that kind of thing. She was up really late last night, so I'm hoping tonight she'll head to bed a little bit earlier. We're gonna let her explore for a while, burn off some energy. She's surpassed the 18-foot mark now. So she's getting up there in size. She's been way too heavy to carry around for quite some time now. Basically just let her crawl on her own, or we have to drag her from room to room. Luckily we have hardwood floor and whatever this is, fake tile. So she slides and glides along quite effortlessly. She's a big moose. A big old moose. I don't know if the other two are ever going to get this big. The Sula might get this big or even bigger. And of course this girl herself I don't think is quite done yet growing. We'll see what she ultimately ends up with. Once she goes through a year without any new growth, we'll assume that she's basically done growing for the most part. Maybe she might add a few inches here and there over the years, but the majority of her growth might be done once she stops growing noticeably from year to year. She still has put on some significant growth this past year. She was about 16.5 feet to start. And her birthday's coming up in a little over a month, and she's now 18 feet, so noticeable growth indeed. It doesn't seem like you see a lot of really big retics nowadays. They're becoming fewer and farther between. At least here in the States. I guess they still do have some really big giants overseas. As far as retic keeping in the States is concerned, you are starting to see less and less really, really big retics. which is what I'm a fan of personally. I was never into all the dwarf stuff and smaller retics. Although they have their place. They are cool snakes, but if I'm gonna have a retic, I want it to be a giant. This girl will be coming up on 5 years old. So not bad. Not bad for a 5-year-old. It's pretty decent size. We haven't been power feeding her or nothing. Currently she's eating about once every 4 to 6 weeks. It's a decent sized meal. Usually a rabbit and a chicken or two. Just depends. Try to keep her looking lean. I think we've done a pretty good job at it. She feels like solid muscle. She feels rather muscular. Some snakes in captivity, if you let them just go to spoil, they will get fat and fluffy, and they have a squishy feel to them. But not this girl. We've done a pretty good job at keeping her active, not overfeeding her, while maintaining a fairly decent growth rate. It's possible for these animals to live up to 30 years, so being only coming up on 5 years old, she's got plenty of time left in her if all goes well. If she lives out a happy, healthy life. It's one thing to consider when you get these animals is how long they are potentially capable of living. Although in captivity, a lot of people don't take very good care of these snakes and they don't end up living as long as they should. But if you keep your snake fit and healthy, it could stand a possibility to live up to 30, maybe even more. So, we're hoping for that with all of my snakes. It's quite a good long run for an animal companion. Ooh, right, snake. Let's not go behind something and destroy things, because you'll get me into trouble. Let's head back this way. Oh, wait. Come on, bud, let's go this way. Like I said, snakes always trying to get you in trouble. Always trying to cause trouble and mischief. Ever since the day of the garden. I'm joking. I'm joking. You're a good girl. You're a good snake. Alright, we're gonna wrap this one up. Get one last look at her. All 18 feet of her. All 18 foot of a giant python. Pretty cool, I think. Alright. We'll see you guys later. God bless.